I'm Dimitri Sokolov, CEO of Spiro Robotics. I'd like to start off by telling you a story about one of our consultants. His brother was traveling to Singapore, he fell ill, and he needed to go to the ICU. They decided they needed to intubate them, but the doctor screwed up the intubation, and then they botched the tracheostomy as well. He wound up without oxygen for over 9 minutes, and that was long enough to leave him brain dead. So our consultant had to fly across the world to pull the plug on his brother. What if a better tool had existed? What if intubation wasn't left to chance? The story is personal and really sad, and it also should have never happened. Over the next few slides, I'll explain the core elements that drive our company and position us for success. Let's start off with our executive summary. We have a huge market. We have an amazing technology that has been clinically validated. We have a clear path to market. We have an amazing team and a big vision. So let's sit back and talk about tracheal intubation a little bit. Tracheal intubation involves taking an endotracheal tube, threading it through the vocal cords for oxygenation. And in any intubations, seconds matter. There's 30 million tracheal intubations that occur every year, and today's devices leave a lot to chance, especially when it comes to difficult tracheal intubations, which are an incredibly common problem. There's 6.3 million difficult tracheal intubations that occur every year in the operating room and the emergency department and ICU. And common causes of difficulty include obesity, obstructive sleep apnea, head and neck cancer, and so on. And these lead to a ton of complications. 1.5 million complications per year, ranging from severe hypoxia, airway trauma, all the way to brain damage and death. And on average, these cost $18,000 to the US healthcare system every time. The key steps to solving this are visualization, navigation, and operator skill. And today's tools leave a lot of things to chance. Direct laryngoscopy, video laryngoscopy, and flexible intubation scopes only offer partial solutions. And clinicians' capabilities with these tools are all over the place. The results: complex, inconsistent outcomes, and an increased risk to patient. Our solution is a handheld robotic device that provides complete visualization with dual cameras and intuitive navigation. And then when we layer AI on top of that, it will eliminate any remaining skill discrepancies so every user can become an expert. We've proven our technology from the bench to the bedside. I'd like to take a moment to show you a quick video of intubation using today's tools. So this doctor got called in to save this patient when the anesthesiologist that was supposed to intubate them couldn't. And as you see here, it's a struggle. They struggle to visualize what they need to see. And then as they do, they apply more and more force, and you'll start to see blood forming in the airway. What's difficult to see here is the amount of stress in this room. This video goes on for almost 2 minutes where they struggle to intubate this patient. And 2 minutes is long enough to cause substantial damage to many patients. Eventually, they are successful, but as I mentioned here, you can see, like I said, the blood starting to form, a lot of stress all around. And then I'd like to contrast that with our device. In our clinical study, we had a number of intubations that would have been as equally difficult, but with our device, all intubations are straightforward and easy. So here we have an obstructive sleep apnea patient with a stenotic airway. But using joystick and buttons, the clinician navigates our endoscope into the patient's trachea. And this is only her 4th or 5th case with this device, but you can see how relaxed she is. This isn't difficult for her anymore. Once the endoscope is in the trachea, all they have to do is advance the endotracheal tube over the endoscope, and the patient's intubated. Consistent, the same, every time. And we repeated that for over 30 patients in our first in-human clinical study. With today's standard of care, we would have expected to see a high degree of failures, as well as a high complication rate. But we saw no complications and no failures. And the doctors loved it and did everything they could to try to keep the devices because they're excited about this technology. More recently, we just completed a cadaver lab where we had 3 cadavers. And using our latest AI model, we were able to intubate all 3 cadavers. And in order to do that, all you have to do is press and hold a button. The AI navigates the endoscope for you. And once the endoscope is in place, once again, all you have to do is slide the endotracheal tube over the scope, and the patient's intubated. And this further lowers the skill level required. So unlike existing solutions, we're providing a comprehensive approach for solving visualization, navigation, and operator skill. And once again, our AI will further level out the playing field, allowing every operator to become an expert, ensuring safe and reliable outcomes every time. This is a Class 2 device with a clear 510(k) pathway. We're launching the joystick-controlled version first and adding AI later on. Our disposable is high margin. And for the best part, it saves the hospital $2,000 per procedure. This is a huge market opportunity. We're starting out with a $2.5 billion beachhead market with 6.3 million patients per year in the US alone. But our solution can expand beyond that because it's a platform technology that can branch out into bronchoscopy, laryngeal surgery, and beyond. And these market represents a ton of additional revenue for us. We have 8 issued patents, and our competitors are nowhere close to offering what we're offering. We believe this is scalable to an IPO, but an early exit to one of these is quite likely. We have an amazing team with multiple exits, and we're guided by leading experts in anesthesia and robotics, ensuring a successful outcome. And then we're on track for FDA clearance by the end of the year, at which point we'll begin commercializing. And we're raising a $20 million Series A for our commercial efforts and AI development. Thank you.